Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love doing this!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley. Beside me is my lovely wife and executive producer, Lindsay. And today, filling in very special guest, we got Paul from the Drums and Rums podcast. What's going on, Paul?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing good, man.
It's been a while. It's been a minute, right?
So that's what I was gonna say. So it has been, I was just telling Lindsay, it has been a year and a month since I was on your show, and this is your first time being on my show.
Hey, that's actually crazy. I know we've talked so much afterwards, and we keep in touch, and it's actually crazy. So
It's crazy, man. We've been in contact with each other for over a year now. It's wild.
yeah.
And now I get to interview you.
Hold on. Wait, this is a bait and switch. I think I thought I was coming up with something else. You are not the father.
Oh man. So obviously our listener base crosses with your listener base. We've talked about it a bunch. My fans love your show. Tell us a little bit about the Drums and Rums podcast.
Yeah. So I appreciate it that, and thank you for everyone who does listen to our shows together. And this is what it's all about: is cross promoting, going on like-minded shows, content wise, having a good time. Like I said, cross promotion, and we both, you and I, have the same hosting company, and somehow I think that's how we found each other, through some Facebook group we both belong to. And yeah, the Drums and Rums, we're in I guess you'd consider going into our fourth year. We started March of 2020, before lockdown, before everyone got stuck in their house and had to figure out what to do. And, so it was just right there before it was like, it was to keep me busy, kind of thing. And after, what am I up to now? I can't keep track. 142 episodes later, three something
Crazy.
years. Still kind of going. Took a little break there at the beginning of the summer. Be honest, it's tough, as you know. Burnout can happen very quickly, and or the grind that happens, and you do a
Mhm.
weekly show, and I was also going weekly, and there's a lot of prep, and there's a lot of work, and there's a lot of pre and post, and this part is the fun part, right? It's the
Right.
well, you're actually taping the show, but then it's all the before and after stuff that you got to put together, social media, and so as for somebody who does podcast pretty much by myself, it was a lot of things going on in life. As we say, life happens, kids going off to college. I was doing probably more stuff also around outside the podcast, trying to just grow brand and in
Mhm.
contacts here locally, here in the West Palm area, West Palm Beach, Florida area. And I just was like, you know what? I'm allowed to curse, right, on this one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can say
All right.
anything you want,
All
man.
right. I just got to the point and said, fuck it, and what am I doing this for? I've got a job, and I've got things and other things going on. I mean, still trying to crack that nut to try to, make some type of monetization out of it, or sponsorships or whatever.
Mhm.
So, and if you're listening, both Harley and I are entertain any type of sponsorships, whether it's alcohol, music, or sex toys. So whatever you want to throw our way, we won't complain.
Yeah, please send samples of all three.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, you careful now. Careful. Oh, hey, this podcast is brought to you by Adam and Eve. And this to turn into a whole totally different, the only hook and bridge,
That's right.
.com.
We
But
have
yeah,
one of those stores here in Virginia.
Yeah, Adam. I think
Mhm.
Adam and Eve's everywhere now.
Oh, well.
yeah. But
Yeah.
what about Adam and Steve?
Yeah, when's that store coming?
Oh my gosh.
I think it's the same store, but just the different aisle.
Different aisles.
Uh, but yeah, we had took a little break there, and again, like I said, it was just hit me, and I don't know if I went through a little bit of being down or depressed, and like I said, I'd take a step back and say, what is it for? Am I having fun, right? And when I'm not having,
Mhm.
if I got to the point where it's a grind and it feels like a job, And I'm sure you probably do have those days, and at least you've got your lovely wife there to kind of help you move along and motivate, and you're both working on this together. But so I was intentionally going to, so that's why I took the break, and I made sure when I took the break that I was leaving the start of the summer on a episode of saying, I'm taking a break. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. I'm just letting you know I've got shit to do, things going on, and kind of just I need a mental kind of break, step away from it, and it was nice to stay out of obviously you see here where I'm at, and this is where usually where I tape everything. Just I never went back in that studio, and I know so I'm giving you a long answer to probably a short question that you asked here, but yeah. Anyway, so drums and rums podcast. I always tell people it's not necessarily all about drums. It's not necessarily all about rums. It's always usually somewhere in between. It's basically the bar conversation, and we meet each other at the bar. We strike up a conversation. I'll talk to anyone my wife says, including the wall, and it's just a cool, chill conversation. Music, and things, and as long as it's around that, those things. I always talk a lot about how music, booze, and the establishments or venues, etc., they're all harmonious, right? And especially you
Mhm.
saw during COVID how hard that hit. Musicians can't play out because restaurants are closed, bars are closed. Bars can't sell booze because I mean they got around it, but eventually at some point. But then obviously liquor store companies, so I mean it's all kind of intertwined together. Music and yes, you can do one without the other, of course, but generally speaking. So that's kind of what the show is about. Talk to uh, rum companies, people that make it, people that market it, drummers, musicians of all sorts, podcasters, like
Mhm.
Harley. So anybody that, as long as we're staying within I say those two confines loosely, I think it's a good conversation. And that's why sometimes I kind of wonder, is like, should I just stay? Has the drums and rums podcast concept run its course and time to kind of reinvent and do something a little bit still stay kind of in the space, but not so much kind of give people well, I don't get it, is it drums or is it rums, is it both, or I don't drink rum but I'm a drummer. And most recently the last episode that was dropped, 142 I believe.
Mhm.
And this is how crazy the as I said, I love hate relationship with the internet. The local radio station here in West Palm Beach, they had talked about somebody broke the Guinness Book of World Record for continuous drumming, and it's 6.5 days.
Oh my gosh. The
This
interview is
person,
incredible, by the way.
thank you.
Mhm.
This person is located in Northern Ireland, right? So when I read, this is how good and creepy again the internet can be. So again, with a little bit of internet sleuthing and detective work, I was able to find a name because the radio station didn't mention the name, I don't believe. But again, it just Google certain things, you'll eventually find it. Um, Found him on Facebook, randomly found him on Facebook, sent him a message, and it was like, who the hell is this guy from America, messaging me? And he's like, how did you find? I go, it was on a South Florida radio station. He goes, wow, that's kind of crazy. It made it that far, right? And I said,
Mhm.
well, I said, it is Guinness Book of World's Record, right? So, he talked about his story, reasons why, some really touching things, and and again the endurance to go through questions about how endurance drumming, 6.5 days, and there's certain things that yes, that the rules allow you to do, and certain little breaks and so forth. He does talk about that is within the rules. But it was crazy. That's how I came back, and I was expecting my August episode to come back was about rum because August is rum month.
Mhm.
So here do a total 180 and I do a drummer. So so I don't know. It's just one of those things. But yeah, it's taken off. I mean, I'm looking at stuff he's posting. He's got after doing mine, he was on, got asked to do 3 more podcasts and he's covered on TV. So it was like a really cool to, as I told him, I said, don't go Hollywood and forget about us now. But yeah, Ali Brown, if you don't know him, look him up or check out the episode there. Like I said, I believe it's 142 on the Drums and Rums podcast. You can find it anywhere, all all platforms. There's even the YouTube video as well. And yeah, so still, so I didn't drop. I'm kind of like I said, took a little step back from you know the weekly grind, and I just skipped this week, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. And like I said, I've got some other creative ideas too, and I might actually, Harley, I might actually be getting back into maybe playing drums again a little bit more.
Oh,
Yeah. So uh, somebody reached out to me on Band Mix and locally and similar style of music, and I said, all right, I think it's time for me to try to get back into this. Maybe put the podcast, slow it down a little bit, and then so I can do some music, which I think I've been itching and craving for to kind of get back into it. So that's
right,
kind of
right.
where we left off here. So
So speaking of the latest episode, so I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. Um, because I was on my way home from work yesterday and never got to finish it. And I'm in the middle of crazy stuff at work, so I didn't get to finish it today either. But I found the thing that I found most interesting when you were talking about the breaks. I think he even said like he had built up 6 hours worth of breaks that he could take. And he only took, I think it was like 35 minutes or something. Like he basically just stopped to pee
Oh my god.
and come right back. Yeah.
right,
So, and I
yeah,
think it was like 6 days, right? I mean, it was 100 and something hours, right? That he
right. Six and a half days, 150 hours, and
150 hours.
right. So and he had done other previous records too. He'd done
Hmm.
something similar, and that was a fascinating part. Was like, okay, is it it? And look, it's I want to make sure people don't take away that that aspect, like you mentioned, was there was a break. There's a again, you've got like a 5 minute break for however long, and as he had said, that he learned that tip from others about stacking your breaks
Right.
so you can take a little bit longer of a break because again 5 minutes isn't long enough to get up, run to the bathroom, and go,
Right.
do
Right.
whatever, right? So, um, and then what also too was again, hopefully I'm not giving away too much, but for those who haven't listened, that it was actually songs, so it wasn't just like
Yes.
doing rudiments and just hitting the drum for it was actually a set list of songs that he was able to, and I guess there's even rules with that where you only can play so many the songs so many times in so many hours too. So
Hmm.
I mean, it was like there is very structure to what it went into it. So I think he's where he's at right now is it's still got to get certified officially and so forth. But again, it's all been recorded and all the proof that goes to the Guinness Book of World Records and
Right. Right. Right.
so forth. So yeah, so totally cool. And again, it was a conversation. That was his first podcast he done and wasn't sure and like, hey man, I said this is if you tell anyone you listen to any of the episodes, I think I'm a pretty chill guy having a
Hmm.
conversation. I just want to, talk and hang out, shoot the shit, be a little fun. And, again, it's all bar
Mhm.
conversation, like you're hanging out with your friends, like we're doing here tonight. So,
Exactly. And
yeah.
for the listeners, I mean, I was on it. So let's go ahead and do a little walk down memory lane
Oh
here.
boy.
Um, there we go. So this is your Instagram, and this is the post. I was on episode 105. At this time, we had only done 6 episodes of this show,
Oh,
That's crazy.
wow.
and this is 65.
And I took that picture.
You did take that picture, and I made that logo.
Good for you.
Look at us.
Do I have to make sure I update the caption there for photo credit?
So I have always been super envious ever since that day of your background. And
Mm.
that's my first question for you is how did you design your studio background? It fits so perfectly with your image, with the drinks, and then you have that drum set with your logo on it there. Is that like an actual like piece of canvas or is it just like a poster?
Oh, no. I was going to tell you it was green screen, but oh, no, this is legit real here. So
Oh,
I'll tell the story and I'll give you a little bit of, a quick look at it. So I had again for those that again drummers, look him up on YouTube. R David R. He's a YouTuber. Had him on I think very the first year maybe, and sometimes I'll have a friend of mine who lives here locally, Renee, and he's also a past guest. Uh, and Renee Rivera, and drummer, and sometimes I will have a co-host at times when I think I want to need a little help kind of with the conversation or depends on who it is. And again, as you know, when you're usually the host, you're also sometimes doing all the controls, which for the most part shouldn't be that hard. That's why I love doing live, but also hate doing live. And that's why I try to stay clear. So excuse me, during that time, during the summer of 2020, things were kind of, a lot going on and at work and just trying to keep this moving forward. And, I asked Renee, I said, hey, whoever you want, maybe help me out, get some guests. And he reached out to David and he thought, I follow this guy. And we reached out to him and it was kind of one of those like, holy cow, this guy I watch these videos for, who's got all these followers, actually, we're talking to this person, right? Or
Mhm.
like Dorothea Taylor, right? You've seen
Yeah.
her, Godmother of Drama, right? She's or and he was also co-hosting with on. He's like, I'm like fanboying here because she's on the show, right? It's kind of like I can't believe I'm talking to her, right? So I've had David on and all the cool drum hack stuff he does and creates all his content and so forth. And then we're just sitting there and I didn't have this set up yet or really anything like this in the room or studio. And I'm like, I've seen another YouTuber who does more like whiskey bourbon reviews.
Mhm.
And I think he's called like Mash and Drum or something to that effect. And I really liked how the back laid out and so forth. And then I said, you know what? I said, yeah, do I get some shelves on the back here and put the bottles and then it hit me. I was like, why do I want to do shelves? Just regular old shelves. This should be a drum related thing. And then it just hit me. I said, why don't I have drum shell shelves? Okay, say that 10
Yeah,
times fast.
yeah.
So I had this idea, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess I could try to do this. I'm not like them, would not be like considered a carpenter or whatever, but I mean, I know how to run a saw. And I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Dave and said, hey, what's your thoughts about this? It gives him some ideas for content. I get something out of it, And I said, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this, I'm thinking this, and this, and this. And he's like, okay, So it took a little while because obviously, he's got his own life busy and other things. And, we went back and forth a couple times and he goes, all right, well, how do you want it? Do you want it to look? I go, no, I want it to look exactly like a drum, the hoops, and hardware that's on it and everything. Like it's, you look at it, you're like, oh, that's like an actual came off of a drum. So the idea was, cut the bass drum, a 22-inch bass drum,
Mhm.
into about 7 or 8 inches. And then, and so that was theory. So I think these are actually two different bass drums, but so we created it and we've got two sets of shelves here, as you see, and then a shelf system, little cubby, underneath it. So
Mhm.
those are two shelves there, and then this one behind me. I said, I have this drum head, and I wanted to actually be able to mount it onto one of the drums. He's like, okay, so same thing, we built it up, and so he knew what we're doing, and then at some point, finally, he was getting ready to send it, and it was just busy, whatever was going on. He shipped the stuff to me. I knew what was in the box, but I hadn't opened it yet because I knew it was also, I wanted to make sure I did like an unboxing video kind of thing too.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I'm very impatient and spontaneous, right? That's why I'm not very good at staged creation or content because I'm just like, I got an idea, I got to do it. I guess, I don't know, ADHD or whatever. But so I started thinking about this video. I said, how should I need to kind of script it and structure it and so forth. I said, oh, well, let me watch one of these videos Dave does because I know he's got to have some type of the step in the process. I started watching this one video and I'm like, okay. And then I realized, shit, I'm watching the video of him making the
And
drum.
making
I had to stop watching. I was like, I don't want to ruin the surprise, I'm like, I'm like, oh shit. I said, no, this is the wrong. I said, of all the videos for me to watch of this stuff. So my unboxing video is out on my YouTube channel. He did his own version of it, and actually, it was kind of something like, well, it's kind of unique, something different, and actually shows him he had it mounted on his studio and kind of to
Mhm.
show how it was all done. And I said, look, these have got to be able to hold, close to about, 10 to 12. I don't know, let me count. Yeah, something like that. 10 to 12 bottles. Let's figure that they're all full. The weight of the bottle, weight of the liquid in the bottle. There's got to be some bit of weight that it's got to have to be able to mount, right? So
Right.
of course that's all I was thinking. I'm like, you tear everything falls off the wall. I've lost booze, I've lost my drums, and that'd be like the worst in the world. So yes, it's not a green screen, it's not a canvas and so forth. It is actually real.
That's so cool.
But the
So
cool part is now okay. So you were right. So you were on the show when when I had this, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the cool part is here. Just give me a second.
Oh,
It has little drawers.
oh my God.
So
That's so badass.
I didn't. He actually came up. There was the one that came up with the idea, to do the latch and the door and all that. And
Right.
in behind one of the little pocket drawers there, he kind of wrote. He signed it, and put his
Aw.
and all that. So of course, if you watch some of his videos or some of the videos he's done with Romeo, he's done some similar things like that. He puts a little Easter egg in there. So, but yeah, so that is a real drum that got converted into shells. And then once I mounted, I'm like, well, shit, I'm like now mismatched here. I need another two over here. But yeah, so that's the story of these are real drums. They are real bar shells, and I have a whole lot more actually. Underneath the bar here too. I got way too
So
much.
cool.
So yeah.
Real rums too.
Yes, real drums. Yes, yeah, not the imitation kind like Captain Morgan. Anyway,
So, Paul, as you know, we like to play games here. And we have been obsessed with this new game that we found called Mixtape. Um, the fans of the show have been listening know it, but I'm going to explain it to you. It's similar to, oh, look at that.
Aw.
is it
Is,
local? It just happened to be sitting on the bar up on the bar here. Is like
is that a
little
real
mixtape.
cassette?
It's a real cassette, and it was like some local music here from West Palm.
Dude,
Ooh.
that's such
Uh,
a clever idea.
it's called "Long Live the Scene." Some of this bands had come out, during the pandemic to kind of help keep promoting and so forth. So anyway, it's "Long Live the Scene." So anyway, just the cassette tape. Yeah. So anyway, sorry to derail your.
No, that's all right.
That's
What kind of
cool.
music is it?
Um, some of the bands are I think like ska. Some of it's a little bit punk,
Ooh,
Mm.
kind of stuff. Yeah. So
that's
big
such a great idea.
the shout out there to Dominic Delaney and the other guys there. Billy Doom is dead. The Shake. So some of the bands there. So
Yeah, yeah.
yep. So if you want another plug another local podcast here is 561 Music. They're a local focus on local music here in West Palm Beach or the 561 area code.
Oh,
And
nice.
so they do a lot of local musicians that come in, and it's a very simple come in talk. They play a couple songs, and so it's definitely musician kind of type of show. So
Yeah, nice.
anyways, mixtape. Yes.
Sorry, we are getting over COVID, so
What is that still a thing?
I guess. I mean, I guess.
Somebody said they call it a kissing disease now. So who's making out with who? Or
I mean,
uh-oh.
we're married. We don't do that.
Yeah, that's
Upside
true.
down, I know.
All right, so this game is called Mixtape. Are you familiar with Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's very similar to that. There are scenarios, and then you just kind of give a answer. The answer is a song, so it'll be a scenario, and you give a song that matches. You can be funny, you can be serious, however you want to take it.
Mhm.
Last week we talked about dead grandmas, so anything goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
The song you hate to love.
Closer by
The Chainsmokers.
the Chainsmokers. Oh, I fucking hate that song.
Oh, now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn, man.
Of course, it's a big hit song going on, resurged again. It's Barbie Girl.
Oh yeah, that song is everywhere. So is Push by Matchbox 20. I'm not mad about that, but it is also everywhere.
I'm not happy about it.
Why is
Apparently, it's
Matchbox
in the
20
movie. So,
Oh,
Mm-mm.
what's yours that you love to hate?
I don't know. I'm pretty proud. Like I'm not ashamed. So
Oh, I was thinking like you love hating it, so I figured like you too, because you hate you too, and you love to hate you too, and tell everybody about it.
or the band called Love Hate.
Oh,
I don't know. I
All
don't
right.
understand it.
What's the next one?
Road Trip to Vegas song.
That Elvis song. What the hell is it?
Elvis song?
Yeah, I can hear it in my head, but I can't think of the name of it.
Viva Las Vegas. No.
No,
No.
I can't remember it now.
I don't know.
It's not Hound Dog, but it's similar to that.
Lady Luck.
Jailhouse Rock?
No, not Jailhouse Rock. What was the one you just said, Paul?
Lady Luck.
Lady Luck. That's what it is. Lady Luck. Your turn, sir.
All right. So actually, I just went. A part of our summer vacation was to Vegas.
Ooh.
Oh.
We didn't drive though. We flew, so it wasn't. Yeah. So, and it was on Spirit. So of course you get no freebies there. You got to BYOM. Bring your own music. But I would have to say, almost anything from the Allman Brothers, but particularly if it was the song. If we were like in The Hangover, right? That's the kind of what it is. They're driving out to Vegas, right?
Right.
I think some of their songs in the movie when they were going to and from Vegas was actually pretty good. But I'd have to say like Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good choice.
Waking Up in Vegas, Katy Perry.
That's
She
a
made
little on the nose.
I
for me.
know. That's why.
Wait, is she hanging out with us though? Is she in the car with us? That
I
could be
wish.
different. That's a different thing.
I wish.
That's a different movie.
Peering Through a Rainy Window song.
Ooh, that's a good one. Complicated by Avril Lavigne.
Oh my god.
I'd almost say anything, anything from Seattle.
Yes.
I don't know. So it's peering through. So of course you'd always would think it's something that brings you down, or obviously. All right, since nothing comes to mind, I do want to say a Seattle song, but Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Okay, all right. I feel like everybody has that moment in like 15, 16 where it's a rainy like bus ride, you're on the school bus and it's raining and you got your headphones in and you kind of like stare out the window and like just listen to the most downer shit that you possibly can.
I did it in my actual car because I didn't ride the bus.
Oh, that's right.
So
fancy over here.
There's no way you can be down looking out the window wearing that shirt though.
No, not this one. Not this one, man.
He's almost 30 now.
This is my Margaritaville shirt.
Yeah.
I wore
So
this just for you, man.
I appreciate it. I should have thrown my shirt on too. So I don't have the same one. So again, if anyone who's listening to the podcast, make sure you tune into the video of this. Right?
Yes.
So,
it is a shirt.
This is my Jimmy Buffett party time shirt. It's summer, baby. Let's do it.
What song plays the first time you look into your newborn child's face?
Ooh.
You don't have a kid.
I don't. But if I did, that's a tough one. Paul, your thoughts?
Of your kid, song for your kid, or mine?
Your kid.
We already established I'm not the father, right? You already said this.
Yes.
In the podcast.
Although the spot's open for the next couple of months.
Oh my god. No.
Wow. Those upside down pineapples on that shirt, I think. All right. So again, booze sponsors and sex toy sponsors, just hit us up. Looks like this is a go.
He's looking for a daddy.
No, I'm not looking for a daddy. Hold on, let's get that right.
We gotta be specific.
Yes, please, yes. But then again, we'll take some pictures of feet, I guess. So no joke, I guess. And again, I'm sure nobody will believe this, but when my oldest son was born, and so he was a C-section baby, so we're in the OR, and it's so weird because like in an operating room, everyone's in there doing their thing. It's like just being in a regular day at the office, right? Or whatever you want to call it. So everyone's just kind of chill doing their thing and so forth. And you're in there kind of like, oh my God, all these things. And then no joke, there was the classic rock radio station. There was music actually playing in the operating room. No joke. And it was classic rock station here in South Florida. And no joke, it was actually George Thorogood was playing.
Oh my God.
No joke.
Which song?
Bad to the Bone.
Of course.
That's so funny.
Could you imagine you're in the operating room, right? And like you're about to go under for like, I don't know, heart surgery. and you hear like shot through the heart, and the surgeon's just kind of jamming out.
No.
That's an interesting thing to have happen.
So tune into Harley's Patreon episode of this. So what he's going to talk about mixtape of all heart songs. So Kickstart My Heart, Heart, anything from
Oh
Heart.
my god.
We should do a list of all of the songs that have the word heart, like a top 10 list.
Just do
Save that
words.
save that for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. See, this is why you're here, man. Great ideas. All right, and we got one more, right?
Like creative producer credit on this stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay. Last one. Best song to listen to while driving Gravedigger at a monster truck rally.
Dragula, Rob Zombie. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches, man.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness.
All right. So it is. I'm trying to think which one it is. It's bada bob, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kid Rock. Hell yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's a great answer.
That is a great answer.
You're the monster truck lover. Any good songs for you?
Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Ooh,
I just
that's
want to
also
run
a good
over
one.
all of the people.
That's a good one.
So I don't know if you guys might be, again, not to kind of call you out, but is a little young, but after, hold on here, make sure the camera. I'm just wiping the top of my cap, so I'm not doing
You're
below the bottom there, right? Again, watch the video. It was a, but 9/11. That was one of the songs that they weren't allowed to play in a radio station.
Really?
Drowning Pool. Yep.
I
Oh
mean,
my
it
gosh.
does make sense,
Yeah.
though. Yeah. There were a whole bunch of songs that were banned during that. They wouldn't play Free Fallin' either. They
Right.
wouldn't play Free Fallin'. They wouldn't play I don't think they would play Free Bird either.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I mean, I get it, but like that's not the point of those songs. You know what I mean?
No, but it was just anything
Yeah.
that involved flying or planes, or it was very,
It could
very
be
sensitive.
very triggery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I think that's one of the biggest censorships too in the US for music. That was like one of the biggest times that we censored a ton of music at once.
Yep.
All right, Paul, we brought you on here for a reason, man. This is part 2 of Battle of the Bands. So if you didn't know, we have 8 contestants total. We have 4 today. We did 4 last week. They are being voted on based off of lyrics. So just pure words and association with those words. Composition, meaning anything musical. And then overall vibe check was Taylor's category. So just how it makes you feel. You can give them points 1 through 10. The maximum is 10, obviously is good. 1 is horrible. And let us go ahead and get right into it with.
All right.
Who
So
we
I'm going to
wanna
be a nerd. I'm going to be a nerd here a little bit and I've got to take my notes here. So
Sure.
give me those categories again.
Yep. It's lyrics,
All right.
which is self-explanatory. Composition, which is anything to do with the composition, how it's arranged, the chord structure, musically, tempo, and then overall vibe check.
So how the song makes you feel.
Yeah, how you vibe to the song. The kids love
right.
using that word. So
And what was the rating 1 through 10?
1 through 10, yep. So they can get a maximum of 10 points per category. All right. So the first one we're going to do is the band When in May. This song is After the Breakup. And here we go. All right.
What's the worst part of falling in love? It's the breakup that comes. can I let it be? When you're out late with that boy who worried me. When did you know that I wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope enjoy your life after the breakup. When did you know that it wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope enjoy your life after the breakup. I still see you in that dress. You used to wear it for me. Now you wear it for him. Oh, my friends say to leave you be, but how can I let it be? When you're out late with that boy who worried me. When did you know that I wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope enjoy your life after the breakup. When did you know that it wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope enjoy your life after the breakup. When did you know that it wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope you enjoy your life after the breakup. Life after the breakup. I hope you enjoy your life after the breakup. When did you know that it wasn't gonna be for life? When did you know that it was time to pack your bags? When did you know that I wasn't gonna be the one? I hope you enjoy your life after the breakup.
All right. So that was After the Breakup by Win in May. Paul, your thoughts?
Definitely so obviously if we go back to the questions we were asking about our game, was this probably would now be one that you staring out the window when it's raining,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So definitely obviously as most songwriters, right, and write songs is definitely something that's you based on experience. So sounds like something that he went through. Definitely like the vibe check we're talking about, right? It's got a good beat to it. It's very very simple. It's very you can definitely could see people kind of grooving to it, even though it's a sad song.
Right.
Kind of that kind of, I don't know, what do you call white people dancing? Grooving, you know. Um, maybe some of the vocals. Maybe a little bit of I don't know, again, how much mixing or mastering may have been done. Could be a little bit better. But I think some of the overall wasn't too bad. Like I said, I think was some of the vocal stuff. I think was a little bit there. So
I would say, especially coming from a drum background, the drums in that song were not mixed properly, and you can tell that it is a beat built in
Mhm.
Pro Tools or FL Studios, whatever
Definitely
it is
digital.
that's
Definitely
standard.
digital. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
But they are expressed in the mix way too much. That's got to be drawn down drastically, like, or bring in a real drummer, one or the other.
Agree. So it's funny that we're, again, right, guitars, drummer, right, is certain things we obviously musicians will lean a little bit more towards. Of course, I'll pick up and listen more on certain things. Um, Definitely agree. Can tell. Nothing, and again, nothing wrong with if you're a singer solo, and again,
Mhm.
as and you're maybe you can sing, you write music, play guitar, but you need other parts of the instruments to fill in, right? So totally understand it. So hey, if you need a drummer, hit me up, maybe, or a plug for a company that I don't have any type of sponsorship deal with, even though I talk about them all the friggin' time, is something called airgigs.com.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Fiverr. So you can get musicians and have them sit in there. So yeah, but that's
Right.
interesting. We both kind of picked up on certain things. So again, for me, I always play my truck. I have the bass turned up, cover. So I want to hear the drums more and probably than anything, because guitars suck.
Right.
Wait, did you just agree to that?
I mean, well, you know,
I do. I see a drum. I see drums at least, or some type of
yeah,
percussion.
I got
on
some
there.
bongos right there.
Yeah,
Just
there you go.
I'm
bongos.
gonna hang out, you know.
It must be
Goes
the
with the
shirt.
shirt.
That's what it must.
It was a package deal.
It was a package
Yeah,
deal. I bought the
right.
shirt, and they said, "Do you want these also?" So point wise, lyrically, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 6. I know it's the same story that we all know. We all go through and it's been written and so forth. Um, Again, but I mean, I get it's also keep it simple too. But yeah. So it's 6 on that. Um, the arrange, the composition, the structure, getting the back and verse and chorus and back and forth. Um, I kind of give that a 7.
Mhm.
And then again, the vibe check again, because I think it was a little bit more of a chill kind of sad chill.
Right.
Give that a 7.
7. Um, I'm almost right in line with him. I think lyrically, I would give it a 6. Um, excuse
Dying.
me. Yep. Composition wise, I would give it a 7. Um, vibe check, I'm gonna give it a 5. I felt that it was a little, it was interesting, right? There were interesting pieces. I liked the drop. I liked the added vocal effect to kind of make it have that phaser effect to it. Um, but I did find it repetitious.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself about 2 minutes and 30 seconds in saying, "Is it almost over?" Which you never want to do in a piece of music. So if I had to give advice, I would say maybe just cut the length down. Your story's there, the song is good. You don't have to let it sit
Or
for
change some of the lyrics.
right. And again, this is, a pre-master, it says on the recording, so I'm sure he's doing work to it too. But that would be my piece of advice is you've got a good story, let it fade out at that 2:30, 2:35, and let us enjoy it right there. That's plenty. We don't need the whole 4 minutes. So what is your take?
I agree with the repetitious. That's something I wrote down. I said same lyrics over and over. Like I would want more parts of the story. I don't want the same thing over and over. I know you've gone through this part. Tell me why you're going through this part.
Right.
That's what I want to know.
Right.
So lyrics, I gave it a 4. Composition, I gave it a 5. I really liked the beat to it and like the sound of it. I didn't expect his voice to kind of go with it, but after a little bit, it made sense.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked. And then vibe check, I gave it a 4.
Okay.
So
All right.
And sometimes again, it's a style too, right? Is
Right.
more of a, it wasn't spoken word. Again, it was kind of the cadence of singing, right? Kind of like to your point, Lindsay, is kind of how some of it goes with the beat there too. So
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So our next contestant is the Cedars Brothers. We had them on the show a while back. Local band from Ohio. This song is called Could Have Been. And let's go ahead and check it out.
When we were young, we were all in a line. We were picking our noses and tapping our toes, just trying to keep time. And we were all alike. But we went and got old, and you went and found freedom from your own mind. All my life, everybody's walking around here like they really know what's inside. All my life, it could have been, could have been. Why do you gotta come around here and hurt my friends? Isn't it enough to know that your own life sucked back from when it began? That isn't how it has to end. You can make up your own damn mind when you're tired of being one of them. All my life, everybody's walking around here like they really know what's inside. All my life, it could have been, could have been. There's a ghost in our minds. The dead version of you that never lived for a day and never struggled to get by. Maybe it shot for the moon, but it never really lived because it never had to choose. All my life, everybody's walking around here like they really know what's inside. All my life, oh, it could have been, could have been. All my life, everybody's walking around here like they really know what's inside. All my life, don't you dare think you can sit this one out here and hide. All my life, I could have been, could have been.
All right. So that was Could Have Been by the Cedars Brothers. What do you think on that one, Paul?
So I think the production was pretty good, right? It seemed very seemed there's a little bit of mixed and so forth. A little hard to follow some of the lyrics. Not quite sure. I get the name of the song could have been so, but it was a little hard to follow some of the story or what was what we're singing about. Did like some of the structure. There was some nice breaks there in that middle part. So there was definitely, I think, good structure there. And again, I don't know the band as well, but I mean, I know we're just judging straight, so definitely seems a little bit more of a folks kind of band, I think, style. Okay. Particularly not mine, particular vibe. But I could definitely see in a certain setting. But to try to make sure I'm also not saying that I'm using that as a bias, I think it was put together well. Just maybe not my forte.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I'll let you go with your points.
Yep. So again, lyrics wise, I went with a 5 here. The composition arrangement 7, like as I mentioned, the structure, and then vibe check was a 6.
Um, I agree with Paul on the lyric side. I am kind of into folky music. I like a lot of Dylan and stuff. I will say, very Dylan-esque. And also I caught a lot of Goo Goo Dolls, like vocally.
Yeah,
It was very Goo Goo Dolls vocal.
I put the guy version of the 4 non-blondes.
There you go.
He kind of gave me those kind of vibes.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's got a very cool, unique, raspy voice to him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kind of like Celtic tone that he put
Mhm.
on his voice, even though I know he's a backwoods hillbilly like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting, but the story, I had a hard time following the
Mhm.
story too. Like I wanted to like it, but I was like, I don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
As far as vibe check, I thought the vibe was kind of, cool. I like I said, I like Dylan, I like Goo Goo Dolls, and
Mhm.
it kind of was right up that alley. Composition wise, I liked the breakdowns. I liked the build up to the intensity is a big thing for me. I love when a song builds you up and then comes back down. It was an interesting composition. So lyrically, I'm gonna give it a 6. Composition, I'm gonna give it a 7. And vibe check, I'm gonna give it a 7.
That's exactly what I had.
Really?
Yeah. I said the composition part sounded very Pink Floyd-ish at times.
Okay.
And like I said, I had the guy version of the 4 non-blondes written down because he just, I don't know, certain like ways he would pronounce his words sounded very like her.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but yeah. So 6, 7, 7 also for me.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
So we're not too far over, but I mean, I'm sure eventually we will be on opposite ends of it too. So
These next two were submitted by a PR department. I do not know these bands, but I know that they're a country artist.
Oh my goodness.
I know these coughs, man. A country artist and a southern rock band. So let's do the country artist first. This is the song Cowboy by Colt Barber.
Colt with a K.
Colt with a K, which is an interesting way to spell Colt. All right.
I come from a long line of legendary men, sons of the desert and riders on the wind. I got a restless spirit burning deep inside of me. I ain't got much, but I'm free. I've always been one to do it my own way. I'm making my living between the saddle and the stage. I don't owe nobody nothing, everything I got's my own. Some say I'm just bad to the bone. I'm a cowboy, yes I am. I was born to rope and ride. I'm a cowboy, that's my brand, until the day I die. I got an old guitar and a brand new set of strings. From the radio to the rodeo, I'm gonna do my thing. I don't compromise on nothing. What you see is what you get. I may be broken, busted, but they ain't killed me yet. I'm a cowboy, yes I am. I was born to rope and ride. I'm a cowboy, that's my brand, until the day I die.
super not up your alley.
Paul, your thoughts?
Didn't we just talk about a cowboy song a few
We
minutes ago?
did.
Monster
We
trucks?
did. And he also referenced Bad to the Bone in the song.
I know. I looked up, on the camera, and I was like, "What
That's
is
so
someone?
weird.
Is Alexa listening?" You know. All right. So, again, my music background, grew up and exposed to more rock than really anything else. Growing up, probably only became more open to country. More recently, maybe as I got older, but I think maybe some of it too is because country is not, as people say, is country anymore like it used to be, and so forth. So maybe it's because it's more rockified, popicized, or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Enjoyed it. I can definitely see this being a song. It's a cowboy song, especially here in South Florida. I've seen Stapleton, and again, I've been, like I said, not being a rock guy, or being a rock guy, seen Stapleton. I want to go see Johnny Cash when he comes here. Or not Johnny Cash. Sorry. Yeah, that'd be an amazing show to see Johnny Cash. Willie Nelson
Willie
coming
Nelson.
up here, right?
Cool.
And so definitely a song. Listen to it. I heard Lindsay kind of perk up when she heard his voice, so she seems like she got a little excited there.
Yeah, we'll talk
and-
about that.
So I definitely could see it being a great song. Definitely a panty dropper song for some. Some cowboys. I enjoyed it. Again, it had a good driving kind of groove to it for sure.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, cowboy. How many times can we sing about cowboys, right? To be honest, I get it. I think there was a kind of a story about being a musician and certain lifestyle. Definitely good structure, I think, there. Definitely good components to the song there. I did like that break, kind of breaking things up a bit. And again, vibes check. Again, I would have definitely totally been chilling to that. I had no problem. So my scores are 7 for lyrics, 8 for composition, and 9 for vibe check. Now, again, I don't know. Again, maybe this is a little bit more been, structure, or not structure, but produced, maybe is a
Right,
better way
right,
to
right.
say it, in fairness. Maybe some to the others that we listened to so far. So there's a little bit well polished, I think. But all in all, I would have definitely, I would have not walked out from if that came up when I was somewhere outside.
Yeah, that's a completely fair assessment. I like it. Mine's gonna be a lot more harsh. Lyrically, I'm giving this one a 2.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll tell you why. I grew up with country music, and that song hit every redneck nerve. He hit all the right pressure points, man. He talked about trucks, beer, guitars, rodeos. I mean, you might as well have taken Jeff Foxworthy's How to Write a Country Song and threw it out there. It was not innovative. It wasn't creative. That's karma.
Yeah, it was.
It just, there was nothing to be said in that song. There was no importance. There was no plot. That was
He's telling people how he's trying to be a cowboy.
That was how can I sell the public? That was a pure cash grab.
Okay, so you mind if I can kind of counter?
Oh
here?
yeah, please.
So again, like I've already just disclaimed, wouldn't be considering myself a major, a country person, right?
Mhm.
But in fairness, you've got somebody who's probably not really people would consider him country, but like we just talked about with Kid Rock, right?
Mhm.
All the cliche kind of, I get what you're saying. There was a part of it is that yes, there's those certain aspects of it, but does it have to be? It's definitely a good feel vibe kind of song, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So to your point about the cash grab kind of thing, totally get it. It's a hit. It's gonna go. Is there substance enough other than a good time party song, right?
Right. Well, and so that's my take on lyrics. Now,
Mm-hmm.
composition, this is where it's going to blow your mind. I'm giving it an 8.
What did you give on lyrics?
2.
2. Oops, sorry, I forgot.
I'm giving the composition an 8 because musically I thought it was very well put together. I thought the guitar solo was fantastic. I loved how he used the guitar solo as a bridge. That doesn't happen often in the music that I listen to. So I liked that aspect of it. He has killer vocals. The dude's got a nice voice.
Yeah, look at that smile. See that smile? I saw it.
Yeah.
That's
So
coming from this guy in the shirt, man. Just kidding.
so yeah, I'm gonna give the composition an 8. I'm gonna give the vibe check a 6.
Okay.
Because again, I'm not super into country, but if it came on and I was in a bar hanging out, playing pool, drinking a couple beers, I'm not gonna be mad about it.
Lyrics, I gave him a 7. He sounds a lot like Josh Turner, so I like Josh Turner. His actual like music composition kind of sounded a lot like Alan Jackson songs to me.
Yes.
Like it's very like cartoony without it being cartoony. It's a bad way to put it, but
I know what you mean.
And then as far as like how he pronounces words, it gave me like Sam Hunt vibes, which I know you super hate him too. So, you know, composition I gave him an 8, and vibe check I gave him an 8.
Right.
Yeah,
This competition is heating up.
it very much is.
This is the last band. This is Six Gun Sally. The song is Let's Take a Ride. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got here.
He was all in, but I kept wondering if we'd ever make it out of Omaha. And just 2 young hearts falling way too hard. My resistance wasn't helping at all. So let's drive all night straight into forever. See where this road goes. Take a one-way ticket to the best days of our lives. Baby, let's take a ride. Feet up on the dash, ain't no looking back. We made it too far to turn around. My mind's been running circles like we're jumping hurdles on our way to the finish line. Oh, baby, it's our time. So let's drive all night straight into forever. See where this road goes. Take a one-way ticket to the best days of our lives. Baby, let's take a ride. Make it through the weather. Yeah, baby, as long as we're together, He was all in, yeah, I kept wondering we'd never make it out of Omaha. Yeah, we'll drive all night straight into forever. See where this road goes. Take a one-way ticket to the best days of our lives. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll drive all night straight into forever. See where this road goes. Take a one-way ticket to the best days of our lives. Baby, let's take a ride. Baby, let's take a ride. Let's take a ride. Baby, let's take a
All right. What
So
do
was
you
that was that the Southern band?
That
said Southern
was. That's what their PR department classifies them as.
Okay, so was that Southern Nebraska or what are we talking about here? Again, so this is for somebody who lives in the southernmost continental state. And even though, as people say, that Florida is, even though it's more south than Georgia and Alabama and all that, you know, we're a lot, those states are a lot more southern than state that's more southern, right? So yeah, we'll have to definitely tell Tina and Erica there from A92 a podcast there, since they're from up in that area originally. Yeah, so a couple of notes there I jotted down. Was listening to it. Right off the bat, got a Tom Petty feel. So okay, I can see the southern rock kind of thing. Obviously Tom Petty from Florida, the area and famed and so forth. A little bit, I think that the kind of the vibe there sounded. Was not expecting, and I'm not trying to be sexist or whatnot, but because I heard a Tom Petty feel, I was expecting a male voice, and I heard a female voice. So
Right.
So very kind of cool, kind of threw me there. Was kind of digging it. Very Sheryl Crow vibe also. So very strong voice, obviously. Definitely a lot of good parts. Took you through musically, not just lyrically, but structurally. A lot of parts and so forth. Definitely like some of the the breakdown there in the middle. That was kind of a cool part. So listen, going through that, another one of those, like we said, like the previous one. If I was in a bar somewhere listening to it, I definitely could see those two artists together on the same set or bill.
Right.
Call that, right? I think there's a lot of complementary kind of things to it. Either Southern rock is just almost one step away from almost country, right? So lyrically, definitely I would give it a 7. Structure and composition also, I'd give that an 8, and then also that vibe check an 8. So pretty I think pretty strong.
Yeah, I like that. I thought I also was expecting a male vocalist. I don't know why. I really was though. Like as soon as it started, I was expecting like a growly
Yeah, but
dude.
see, it's called Six Gun Sally. To
Right.
me, that instantly says we're a bunch of power women. So I don't know. That's just what I got.
It reminded me a lot of I know. It reminded me a lot of the lady from Sugarland.
I have Sugarland wrote down.
Do you really?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So it definitely reminded me of Sugarland. I think she's got a strong voice. I think her voice is nice. I think the band sounds extremely well put together. It like you said, Paul, it had a lot of pieces going. It had a lot of flows going. It was like that sound that I would expect from like a country band, like Little Big Town, Sugarland, the band Perry. Yeah, I mean, it's just that typical country sound that I would expect, and I don't mind it. I liked that it sounded more old school country versus the new age country.
A slide guitar going on in there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It sounded good.
It was a nice little added bonus, So lyrically, I'm gonna give it a 7. Composition wise, I think I am gonna give it a 9. I thought that it was strong. It was a strong composition. Vibe check, however, I'm gonna give it a 6 just because I'm not the world's greatest country fan, unfortunately.
Well, lyrics I gave it a 7, composition I gave it an 8, and vibe check I gave it a 7. For all the same reasons.
All the same reasons? Nice. All right. Well, Paul, we can't give away the winner this episode. We gotta wait until next week because we're giving all of the contenders a chance to earn some extra points. Their fans can go onto our Instagram and vote. That will give them 10 additional points if enough of their fans outweigh the rest of the fans. So currently from last week, Chris Clark is in the lead
with fans.
with fans to get his additional 10 points. But anybody's game right now. So it is tight, I think, right? It's pretty close all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 points could make or break any of these people.
Yes.
Correct? So
Yes.
there you go, everybody. Go on and vote. Paul, thanks for filling in, man. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. It's so awesome to have you on the show. You
Yeah,
talk way more than Taylor, so that's pretty cool.
Well, right now she can't talk because she doesn't have a cell phone. You said, right? So
Yeah.
hopefully you're not going to call me back. You text me and say, "Hey, can you go do like a wellness check on my sister somewhere in the swamps of, hopefully Florida man did get her."
Hopefully not. She's supposed to come back Friday, so
That's true.
hopefully not.
So
So
well, let me know. Yeah, let me know if if I gotta fill in part 2 then. So
please, man, come back on and hang out with us. It was so fun to have you on. You're such a great time, man. We love hanging out with Paul. Everybody go check out Drums and Rums podcast. I was gonna actually wear my Drums and Rums shirt, but it's dirty because I wear it a lot.
And his wife sucks being home from teaching and not doing laundry.
And actually, so I have the Whoa shirt right there, but behind the Whoa shirt, there should be. There is. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Oh, you've got the new design there. So so see, so I was gonna ask this is where where's I know the girls got it shirts too, but that was also
that's so cool.
I like the hat idea.
We finally got some new hats with the new logo and the new design there. So I've got 3 different I just picked them up from my sources. So I'll have to figure it again. I started again all the merch stuff, right? You know what it's like. Again, I started pressing some koozies and the graphics and I don't know what else. Oh, and then I had this was cool was it'll take me a second to grab it, but I'll just tell you what it is. I reaching out to this is the cool part about I think what I've come to appreciate is through the podcast is guests and making those connections and reaching out to them, working with them with other stuff. So I reached back out to Scorpion Drums. They make the drumsticks that, and again, last summer, not this summer, but the summer before 2022, had a whole month of drum manufacturers, people that made percussion stuff. And I reached out to them and said, "Hey," I was thinking about like doing some type of little, drumstick and keychain or something like that. And they had enough at like some of their discard sticks that they had, and they went ahead and made it, laser etched their logo, my logo on it, and then so again, it's one of those. All right, I'll figure out something to do, with it eventually.
Right.
That's awesome.
And of course, because this is the part of like I'm doing way too many things to kind of try to figure out how to do, the merch stuff and selling shit, things and whatever. I'm like, I'm too busy creating content to let alone to sell stuff. But it's a little hard. It's a little hard to see, but
dude, that's so cool though. Oh man.
Like I said, it's kind of a little hard to see, but yeah. So
yeah.
Awesome.
And with our logo or Drums and Rums on it, and then Scorpion Percussion. So those guys are pretty cool. Obviously, veteran-owned company there.
Right.
They support a lot of musicians, and they've got some pretty decent name tiered drums, musicians that are touring and so forth. So yeah. So
Godsmack uses.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Huh.
There you go. Yep. So yeah. So they've got some amazing sticks. It's like durable as hell. But yeah. So yeah. So that's what. Yeah. So thank you for you still got the shirt there. So it's like I said, I'll get around to it at some point. I don't know. There's just again, it's only so many things time to day, and maybe if I slow things down a little bit, I can focus on some of the other.
You're right.
But I didn't win the Mega Millions. I know I'm in Florida, and you probably thought that first off, like, damn it, did Paul win the lottery and he's not going to show up on the show tonight? No, sorry, I'm not. No, it wasn't me.
Oh shit! All right, man. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. I don't want to take up any more of your time. It's been awesome, man. Don't ever stop getting in touch with us. And
Mhm.
if you ever need another person to come on your show, I'm sitting here a lot.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
No, for sure. I know we talked about doing some more stuff, and
Mhm.
sometimes I know it's a lot. Sometimes things don't happen right away. And, I definitely think for sure is, like I said, more that I've slowed down a little bit to maybe to look at other things to do and other
Right.
creative things, or there's, again, it doesn't have to be necessarily drums and rums, and maybe it could be a whole nother set of
Mhm.
shows
Mhm.
or another show. Maybe it's you and I do a show.
I was
and
gonna
just
say maybe
Mhm.
you
sit
and I
around
start a show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'd start up another show, and we've talked about some other things that we won't, don't need to get into, but some ideas that we had with some of the other podcasters as well too.
Mhm.
So who knows, right? That's
Who
said, you
knows,
never
man?
know. Stay tuned for sure.
All right, man. Well, thank you again for coming on, and thank you for filling in for Taylor. She sends her regards and
Taylor
yeah,
Not
who?
electronically.
yeah.
Taylor who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't even have a sister.
She's gonna be so mad.
She's gonna be so pissed. She doesn't listen to the show. Who are we kidding?
That's true. That's true.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. I'll
That's
see you later.
good.
I'm gonna go get these dogs, man.
There
Yeah.
you go.
All right. See you, Paul.
See you guys. Bye.
All right.
Promo Paul after Paul left.
Promo Paul after Paul left.
Hmm.
We're gonna have Sean the Shark do it.
Sean the Shark do it. I'm
Ready?
sure you won't. You don't want me to do it
Ready?
because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you can do this and talk at the same
You
time.
don't think?
No.
Okay. I gotta figure out how do I.
What do you mean?
All right, guys. Oh wait. Sorry. I need this. All right, guys. Uh if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit that notification bell. Punch it. Punch that notification bell. I can't. I
See, I told you.
Sean the Shark. Sean the Shark sucks. I'm already
No,
over
you
Sean the Shark.
You suck.
Go check out the website.
Check out the website.
Give us a rating and a review.
Give us 5 stars.
Go and subscribe, become a paid subscriber.
Give us money.
Get all of the perks.
Perks.
Not the Percocets, but like actual perks.
Perks.
You're too good with puppets. That's how you know you're a teacher.
I teach 1st grade and I eat the children.
All right. Is that it? Did I do all of the things?
I guess.
Thanks, Sean. All right. It's been real, everybody. Sharks.
Shark.
You got to do the thing.
You gotta add a sound to it. And then he goes.
All right. It's been real, everybody. We got to get these dogs because they're going ape shit. Peace.